Jake was on the right side. I was in front of the truck, and James was on the other side. And I looked at Jake and I told him, I says, well, you know, if anything happens, I kind of made it as a promise to him that I needed to go to Iraq where everything went down. And it was just kind of a silence. It was about 10:40, sitting on the couch, and I heard 2 car doors shut. And I just sat there. They walked up the steps, and I looked out the sliding door, and both of them stood there in uniforms. And I walked over there, and I opened the door, and I said, looked at him, I says, is he hurt bad or is he dead? And they just held their head down. They didn't really get into any detail on you know, how he was killed or anything. And then she told me, she said, well, we need to talk to your wife. Well, Cindy was sound asleep. And I go in there and I kneeled down beside the bed and I touched her shoulder and she didn't wake up, so I shook her a little bit and she woke up. And I said, Cindy, I said, some people from the military are here. I said, the chaplain's here. I said, Jake was killed in Iraq. And before he come back, you'd hear, oh, he was hit with an RPG. I mean, news media had it as RPG, blah, 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 blah. As a parent, you didn't know what to expect. It's like I told him, you know, you're going to open his casket, and no, no, sir, we can't do that. I said, bull. I said, when he was alive, he had a contract with you. He's dead, he belongs to me. So open the casket. And we did. So it was just Cindy and I. But Cindy was able to grab his hand one last time, you know. And it meant a lot to her, you know, it really did. Jake was killed on the 1st, and a senator had stopped by the house, and he says to me, he says, is there anything that I can do for your family? He said, you let me know. I said, I need to go to Iraq where Jake was killed at. And he told me, he says, well, he said, I don't know if I can help you with that one. Maybe after the war settles down, after everything settles down. And I knew in my gut he was going to tell me no anyway. I mean, I just did, you know. But I thought, well, I'm just going to throw it out here to him, you know. And so I did. At that point, then I started everything rolling. When I got into Kuwait City, it was around 11:30 at night. And got off the plane and went through customs. And I look up and this lady's holding a sign up. It says, Mr. Butler on it. And I thought, oh, dude, somebody knows I'm coming, right? We had a conversation, and I guess they figured I wasn't going to back off. And they agreed to help me get to where Jake was killed at. They actually took a Black Hawk helicopter and flew me within 2 miles where Jake was killed, and I walked the rest of the way. And they were nice enough to bring a radio that I was able to play the CD that we had played at his funeral, the songs. And when I went there, it's like, this is what Jake's seen. This is the air he smelled. This is the ground he walked on, okay? And now he's gone. So I've kind of got kind of an ideal of what he felt that day. Then everything got finished up and got back on the Black Hawk, flew back to the tarmac. Then the colonel looked at me and he says, well, what now? And I says, well, it's time to go home. Jake is buried a little bit east of town. This is home. You know, this is where he came from. And we're able to visit him. You know, we're able to go up there and visit him and just sit there Sometimes you may sit there, you know, not say nothing. And sometimes you may go up there and talk to him, tell him your problems that you had during the day or what's going on for the last month or whatever, you know, if you haven't been there for a while. So I still go up there probably, I don't know, I'd say 20, 30 times a year at least. And it's been almost 10 years. There's so many memories of him. And the thing with it is, once he was killed, there are no more memories to be made. That was the final memories of him.